Let's talk about what's going on this week here. Looking at the grid conditions, about 10,000 megawatts or so in reserves right now, which is seems to me to be a lot of pad in case something goes wrong. How would you describe the grid conditions to Texans right now?
The grid's ready. The grid's ready for the cold that's coming our way. It's it's one of those things. The winter is different than the summer. When we have these winter cold events, the peak period typically happens really early in the morning, right before the sun comes up. People start to wake up, get ready for school, ready to go to work, and so the things that we look for is how the resources are performing overnight. During the day, well, today's a little bit cloudy, but tomorrow we're expecting it to be a pretty sunny day. During the day, we typically see a little bit of a warming, the batteries an opportunity to recharge. And so we're expecting all of that to be able to be supportive for tomorrow morning. It'll be a little tighter tomorrow, I think, than it will be today because it's going to get colder, and the large portion of the cold front will move through Texas overnight and into tomorrow morning. And then through tomorrow, we expect it to start a trend of warming. And by the early part of next week, it's going to feel like a Texas spring again, back into the 70s.
How close is it going to get tomorrow, do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be a little closer than today. I don't think we're not expecting to have any kind of emergency conditions tomorrow morning, but it'll be a little tighter. But we should have the resources available. We'll be monitoring the performance of the renewables, of the traditional power plants all throughout the day and tonight. I'd ask folks to stay tuned to the communications channels that we have out there. We push information out through X, through LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We also have on our website, theercot.com, that we push a lot of information out there. If there's anything we need people to know, we'll communicate it through those channels. I say,
And
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think the big focus for an event like this is people really need to think about personal safety of the people and their families, themselves, their pets, and then keeping an eye out for pipes and plants. Do things you can to prevent them from freezing. That's really the focus that people should be having for a winter event like this.
And tomorrow the sun's going to be back out, so I presume that renewables like wind generation, solar generation would be producing more than today.
We'll see more solar generation tomorrow than we will today. And then the wind profile, where we have pretty strong wind today, that's going to be declining as we go through the evening into tomorrow, but then it picks back up again as we get into the weekend. So that just varies, the wind varies more than the solar typically. You can count on the sun rising and the sun setting, so you can plan on that a little bit better. But overall, yeah, it looks like we've got enough resources across the front for all of this.
Couple last questions here, Pablo. Winter Storm Uri was 4 years ago this month, and unfortunately, under your leadership and those before you, Texas hasn't experienced anything like this since that. But I'm curious, do you think Texans are getting complacent, though, that the power is going to stay on despite the demands and the pressure that you guys are under every day?
I don't think we're getting complacent overall. I think there's hopefully some building confidence that the changes that we've made to the ERCOT grid since Winter Storm Uri are having the effect that we wanted. The weatherization programs are having a significant effect. Having new tools in our toolbox, like the firm fuel supply, in case there's a disruption in gas service. We've got more than 4,000 megawatts of power plants that have stored fuel on site. So I think those kinds of changes, we've been talking about them. There's hopefully some confidence that they're going to help support us. But we do keep I want everyone to know, we're thinking about reliability 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's all that we focus on. And everything we're doing is to try to keep that reliability where people expect it to be.